Oh, good morning from Monarch Harbor. Dana and I are sitting here. Well, he's not sitting here. He's in using the toilet of destiny in the nasty, nasty bathroom. Um, but we're doing our coffee this morning. Got a little bit of a late start. Not too late. But I woke up about 5 o'clock this morning and I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep. I don't know what the deal was. So I got up. I did answer a lot of the comments. Um, Thank you guys. Appreciate all the support. And I really appreciate all of you that have gone over and subscribed to Dana and Chris's channel at Real Outdoor Living. Um, they're almost to the monetization point. I think he said they were at 462 people, somewhere around there today. So like 40 more subscribers and they can actually get to monetize and start making some money off of the commercials that you're forced to watch anyway. But today's game plan, we didn't put any video up of the work yesterday because it was scraping a floor, which I cannot imagine that anybody would be interested in watching somebody sit on a floor scraping. I believe Dana put up some of him chiseling and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it was floor scraping yesterday. Today, after we have enough coffee in our system, we're going to go in there and do one more sweep. And then we're going to get the refrigerator out of the living room and down there. And we're going to get the stove put in. Slight disaster last night. I went out and got us a couple of steaks. And we were going to do steaks on the grill last night. And after we got off our live, of course it's super late, went out there, fired up the grill, and guess what? Yeah, you guessed it. Out of propane again. So that's a stupid bonehead move for homesteading. I definitely need to make sure that I've got a second propane tank, and one is always kept completely and utterly full. So today, when I make my run into town, I'll just run into Fulton today. I probably won't go over the bridge at all. I'm gonna go over there. I'll get that one filled, topped off, and then I will get a second one. God, that was dumb. So yeah, we had like it was barely enough to even start warming up the grill, and I walked out there. I'm like, shit, you got to be kidding me. So we ended up sitting down and have a wonderful dinner of cold fried chicken, the leftover fried chicken that I had from left over from lunch, and we had some macaroni salad. We still made do. It wasn't like we're starving to death or anything like that. But we did have dinner. Bonehead mistake. Won't be doing that one again. But we're going to get the stove put in, get the fridge put in down there, and I'm shooting for making jambalaya tonight for him. But also, the previous owner of the property still owns the property adjacent, and he's going to be putting in a well today, attempting to again for the second time. He's trying to do it on an alternative style where you put, there's a YouTube tutorial on it. It's a PVC pipe, and you cut notches in the bottom of it so it's got kind of teeth on it. And you shimmy it back and forth while shooting a power sprayer down in it. And because over where he's at and out in that field area out there, the water's only about 20, 25 foot down. So we're going to do another attempt at that today. And I think what we're going to do is take the tractor from here, put the backhoe on it, dig down as far as we can to start, and then start that well. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly how this is going to go. That might end up getting put off for now. But I know it was on his list of things to do, so we might be going over to pitch in on that today as well. So just a heads up. If we do that, I'll try to get a video of some of that today. Some people don't want to be on camera, so I don't know how that's going to go. But the house is coming along. Yesterday, it just kind of sucked because it didn't look like there was much progress, but Dana was busting his ass, and he's been a great, great, great help since he's been here. He was down there scraping. He had blisters all over his hands, scraping his ass off, trying to get all the old glue. There's mortar, there's cement, all kinds of stuff. But we did get the floor really nice and clear out there. So we are going to put the appliances back in for now. I'm not going to epoxy the floor. I'm not going to cement stain the floor yet. I'm just going to hold off. I'm down to the last little bit of money that I can put into the place for this year. So we're trying to hold off until we start this bathroom demo before I do any more expenses, because that could get pretty damn pricey. Hoping it's not going to be anything major. I know it's going to be major, but I've got to get some kind of a shower set up in there so that I'm not climbing up into that thing this winter. When I'm out here by myself with just me and Louie, and my right leg is really bad. Like, the neuropathy in my leg is really bad, and it is a pain in the ass to climb up in that thing and to get out of it. There's only about a gap, I don't know, I would say 3 foot gap between the top of the tub to the ceiling. So you've got to like climb up these little tiny narrow steps and then get into it, and there's a little tiny platform to balance on. It's just not a good idea. And if I wipe out in there in the middle of winter, yeah, I crack my skull. They're going to end up finding my fat naked ass in the spring thaw. So we're going to try to get that thing knocked down. And even if we have to rig something up, or even if the tub itself just ends up getting set on the ground and I have to sump pump out of that and just put a shower head in there, whatever we got to do to make it somewhat functional to where it's not like this. And then as soon as that shower platform's out, I'll be able to pull that nasty ass toilet out and put a normal toilet in there. So, like, the toilet, I know there's going to be another couple $100 expense. So just kind of watching the pennies right now, because I'm not even sure if we're doing insulation this year now. We'll see. And then we've got to start working on firewood. Keep working on knocking the yard down. We've still got some out there to do. A lot of weed eating, a lot of mowing. But we are making a ton of progress. And thank you again to all you guys that have subscribed to their channel. It's been a blessing. His wife told me about the buy me a coffee. I know some of you subscribers have said to put it on my channel. So I went ahead and set that up too. But thank you to his subscribers and to some of you guys. I don't know how many of you have donated to him, but it's greatly appreciated. They ended up getting like $115 yesterday, just in one day. So that's great. It's a huge help for them to help finance the homestead. And they've got 2 kids too, and everybody knows shit ain't cheap no more. Well, it hasn't been for a long time, but it's getting worse and worse. That's why we're homesteaders. So thank you for you guys. If you have family or friends that like watching these outdoorsy kind of channels, I know there hasn't been much outdoors on this one the last few days. It's been kind of chaotic, but make sure you refer them over to those guys. We want to get them up over that 500 mark so that they can start getting monetized. Because it'll still be about another month and a half to 2 months-ish before they're even able to cash out for their first month. So it takes quite some time on YouTube before everything actually starts to work and you start to get a regular paycheck on it. For me, just an update for you guys, I did look yesterday. My monetization is finally in. I was actually monetized a little over a month ago, but since it didn't land at the end of the month, the way that works is it rolled over to the second month. But it showed my first payout was going to be, I believe it was $430 minus taxes, and they automatically hold out 20%. So that is awesome, guys, and that's just from you guys watching my videos and sharing my videos. When the commercials pop up, I get a few cents each time, and there's been a lot of thousands of views. So thank you very much to all of you. Again, with the comments, I try to get to everybody. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes I'm laying in there at midnight in the bed with Louie, like, okay, I gotta answer some more. And then sometimes I do another batch in the morning. But if I miss you, I've read it, I'm sure. But I try to get to every single one of them. Yesterday I had like 180 of them to catch up on. So I appreciate the interest. I appreciate the input. All the suggestions for the floor out there. I do have some epoxy. I just don't. There's a whole bunch of reasons behind that too, just so you guys know. I might as well get that knocked out too while I've got you guys. The epoxy on the floor, I've got it, but I don't want to do it because if I put the epoxy on the floor, we've got another 24-hour period there where we can't go out that way. And that's the access to the bathroom. So once I start on that, then the kitchen's going to be done and shut down, and the bathroom's going to be done and shut down for a 24-hour period. And the smell is atrocious with that shit. So I'm going to have to keep the tarp up, and I'm going to be back to shitting in the bucket overnight. I'm not putting Dana through all that. And also we want to get to the bathroom to do the demo on the bathroom. So for right now, I'm holding off, and I'm not going to buy any more cement stain because I'm going to end up going over that probably with linoleum or plank flooring or something like that. Once I can save up some money again, that'll probably be a few months down the road. But in the meantime, it's totally doable the way it is. I'm going to get the stove and fridge put back in there today, and I'll at least have a functioning kitchen. And so that's kind of where we're at with things, guys. Thank you again to all the subs. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Y'all are family. And thank you again for supporting Dana and Krista's channel at Real Outdoor Living. And Louis is still in bed. It's going to be hours till Louis gets up. So you guys have a good one. Louis says hi too.